Welcome back. In this video we are going to cover last topic of this chapter, that is radius of convergence, also it is known as ROC, and second interval of convergence, also it is denoted as IOC, also it is known as range of convergence. So let us first start with the range of convergence and interval of convergence. So first we have this series. This is the power series, and so from this we have un is there, so also we can derive the un plus 1. But whenever we want to determine the radius of convergence, that is r, so how we can determine? So for that we have to apply the ratio test. So applying the ratio test, or you can apply the root test, so absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un. So whenever we take the limit, so first un plus 1, that is we can write it, and when you simplify, so x minus a raised to power n will be the eliminate, and you will left with this one only. So this is what independent of n, so we can take outside from this limit. So what we will have, limit n tends to infinite, absolute value of an plus 1 divided by n. But according to the ratio test, so what you can say, this quantity is nothing but L. So we are left with limit n tends to infinite, absolute value of n plus 1 divided by n, and that is mod of x minus a into L. So what I'm just going to say, that if we get x minus a is into L is less than 1, then we can say that the series whatever we have an into x minus x0 raised to n is what exactly convergent. So from this what I can say, absolute value of x minus a is less than 1 divided by L, then the series will be the convergent, and sometimes this is denoted as r, and r will be the what exactly radius of convergence. If I get absolute value of x minus a is greater than into L is greater than 1, then the whatever we have the series, and that series is known as what exactly divergent. But here I have just assumed that x0, but you should keep in mind that is our a is there. So what we can write, that absolute value of x minus a is greater than 1 by L, and also this is r, and r is known as the radius of convergence. So from last case, x minus a is equal into L is equal 1. So from this what we can say, that the test is failed, that means further investigation is required, that means we can apply, we have to apply the another test. And here 1 divided by L, that is I have said that r is nothing but radius of convergence, and we will write as 1 divided by L is equal, that is r. So for a given power series, conclusion says that the series is convergent for all x when we have r is equal to, that is infinite, because we have derived that 1 divided by L, and that is what exactly r. And if we get this quantity is equal, that is infinite, that means the given series is going to be what convergence for all x. If r is equal, that is 0, so then definitely we can say that the series is converges for only centered, that is x is equal a. If r is a non-zero positive real number, then the series is convergent when this is going to be happen, and divergence for this is going to be happen. Let us consider example number 1. Find the ROC, that means radius of convergence, and IOC, that is the interval of convergence of this series. So un is there, so we just use un plus 1, just n is replaced by n plus 1, and after that just take the ratio of these two number, that is un plus 1 divided by un, and when you apply the limit, so you will get this one. So whenever you apply the absolute value, so what you are left with, 3 times mod x into limit n tends to infinite root of n plus 1 divided by n plus 2. But when you consider n common and get cancel out, and you will left with 3 times mod x limit n tends to infinite square root of 1 plus 1 divided by n divided by 1 plus 2 divided by n. But when you apply the limit, so what you are left with, 3 into mod x. But already this is what exactly ratio test. So this series is convergent if I assume that this quantity is less than 1. What does that mean by? This means that mod x is less than 1 by 3, then the series is going to be the convergent. And if we get this quantity is greater than 1, that means we can say that this series is going to be the divergent. And from this what you can write, mod x is greater than 1 by 3. But from this, what you can say, this is minus 1 by 3 is less than x less than 1 by 3. This is our r, and therefore the radius of convergence is nothing but only 1 by 3. And mod x, if we get this quantity is equal 1, so what I'm just going to get, mod x is equal 1 by 3. That means we have to determine when x is equal plus or minus 1 by 3, then the given series is convergent or divergent. So for that, for x is equal minus 1 by 3, our nth term will be this one, and whenever you simplify, so you are left with 1 divided by under root n plus 1. And from this, this series is convergent or not, that is we want to show that. Choose Vn is equal 1 divided by highest power of n, that is n raised to 1 by 2. And when we apply the limit comparison test, and you will left with un is equal, that is 1 divided by under root n plus 1, and multiply 1 divided by that is the under root n, that is Vn is there. So whenever we take common and get cancel out, so you will left with a non-zero quantity. And finite, we can say that both the series un and series Vn are convergent or divergent together, but the denominator series, that is series Vn, that is 1 divided by under root n, is the divergent according to P series test. Therefore, we can say that the upper series, that is the series un, is also going to be the divergent. First put x is equal 1 by 3, and you are left with un is equal minus 1 raised to 1 divided by under root n plus 1. So alternate terms are there, that means alternating series is applicable. So we have to show that the two conditions are satisfied. So first condition says that it is the sequence, whatever it is, 1 divided by under root n plus 1 is the decreasing. So for that, let us understand this one, un minus absolute value of un plus 1, and when you see, when you take the LCM and when you simplify, so you will get this quantity is always greater than 0. In other words, denominator contains what exactly a high as compared to previous one, previous terms. So we can say that each terms are going to be the decreasing, and hence therefore the sequence is the decreasing. And limit of the nth term, that is 1 divided by square root of n plus 1, but when we apply limit, so our answer is going to be 0, and therefore both the conditions of the Leibniz test are satisfied, and therefore the given series is convergent. So what we have derived, that the minus 1 by 3 is less than x less than or equal to 1 by 3, then the series is going to be the convergent. So interval of the convergence, also you can say the range of convergence is nothing but minus 1 by 3 to plus 1 by 3. If mod x plus 2 is equal 1, that means what we can say, x plus 2 is equal plus or minus 1. From this, what I can say, minus 2 plus or minus 1, and from this we have two numbers, that is minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 minus 1. So we can say minus 1 and minus 3, and therefore we have this one, and at that point we have to take that the given series is convergent or divergent. So let us see first, x is equal minus 3, therefore the given series become this one, and this is going to be the minus 1 raised to 2n, and this is going to be the plus 1. Therefore we get the un is equal 1 by n. According to the P series, this series is going to be the divergent. Therefore x is equal minus 3, the series is divergent. And what about the x is equal minus 1? So un will be this one, and this is the alternating series test, and therefore we can say that according to the Leibniz test, first condition is also satisfied, second condition is also satisfied. So this series is going to be the what exactly convergent when x is equal minus 1. So our conclusion says that the given series for minus 3 less than x less than or equal minus 1, then series is convergent, otherwise it will be the divergent, and therefore the interval of the convergence is minus 3 to minus 1. So what we can conclude, that the given series is absolute convergence for this one. But when we take its absolute value, when we take absolute value of this one series, when x is equal minus 1, then absolute value will be what? Only 1 by n. This is the divergent. So our conclusion says that the series is conditionally convergent when x is equal minus 1. Again I repeat, for the conditionally convergence, for the conditionally convergent, what you can say, the given series whatever it is, this should be the convergent, but its absolute value of un, and this should be the divergent, then we can say that whatever the given series is what exactly conditionally convergent. So this condition is going to be happened, and this actual series whatever we have seen that this one series is what exactly convergent, and therefore the series is going to be what exactly conditionally convergent, and this is only when x is equal -1. So that's why we have written that the series is conditionally convergent for only x is equal -1 and -3 to -1, including the absolute value is there. So also in that case what we can say, suppose if you take x is equal -1, so in that case you have seen that. Let us see one more question for the series starting from n is equal 1 to infinite, -1 raised to n into x plus 1 raised to power n divided by n. Find the radius of convergence. Also we want to determine the series is absolute convergence for what values of x, and also for what values of x the series is the conditionally convergence. So let us first determine the ROC. So un is there, so we are going to apply the root test because power contain n, so just un raised to 1 by n is there. So whenever you just simplify, so this limit is going to be the only 1, so you will get left with only mod of x plus 2, and we all know about the root test. If the series is convergent, whenever we have the limit whatever it is, L is less than 1. So mod x plus 2 is less than 1, then the series is the convergent, and this can be written as -1 less than x plus 2 is less than +1. But I want only x, that means I have to subtract by -2, subtract by 2 throughout. So -1 -2 less than x less than 1 -2. So what I'm just left with -3 less than x less than -1, and that is we have written that. And divergence for mod x plus 2 is greater than 1, that means the radius of the convergence is what exactly r is equal 1. So one part is there and this is finished, but what about the another? Now when x mod of x plus 2 is equal 1, that means x plus 2 is equal plus or minus 1. So what we can say, x is equal -2 plus or minus 1. So from this -2 -1 and -2 plus 1, but whenever you simplify, so you will left with x is equal -3 and -1, and that is we have. Now we are going to check that what will be the series is convergent for x is equal -3 or not, x is equal -1, is the series is convergent or not, and that is we are going to discuss. So let us first start with x is equal -3, so we will get this one, and that is going to be 1 by n, and therefore the series is what exactly divergent because of the P series test. Also we are going to discuss that is the series is convergent absolutely or conditionally. When we say that the series is absolute convergent, if absolute value of un is convergent, then we can say that the series un is convergent, absolute convergent, and that thing we are going to discuss particular when x is equal -3. So whenever I focus on this one, so what I'm just going to get absolute value of 1 by n, that is series 1 by n, and that is what exactly divergent, and therefore we can say that x is equal -3, the series whatever it is not absolute convergent. Now let us see that is the series will be the conditionally convergent. So answer is no, because this series itself is what exactly divergent. But conditionally convergent says that if series absolute value of un is divergent and series un is convergent, then we can say that the series un is conditionally convergent. So whenever we look this one, this is okay, it is the divergent, but when we say series un is the convergent, and this series itself, that is the series 1 by n, and this is what exactly divergent, and hence this one is not absolute and conditionally convergent. So let us see for x is equal -1. So whenever we write x is equal -1 in the given series, so you will get this one, then we have the series minus 1 raised to n divided by n, and this is going to be the convergent because of the alternating series test. So first two conditions are satisfied, this is greater than, and limit of the n term is that is 0, and therefore by the Leibniz test this series is the convergent. Is the series is absolute or conditionally? So what we can say about this one? So for that, what I have to do, I have to take its absolute value, and this is going to be what? That is the 1 by n, and this is the divergent. Hence we can say that this series for x is equal minus 1, it is not absolute convergent. What about the conditionally convergent? But conditionally convergent says that this series 1 minus 1 raised to n divided by n, this is the convergent, whatever we have done that, and absolute value of minus 1 raised to n divided by n, and that is going to be series 1 by n, and this is the divergent, and hence we can say that this is the conditionally convergent for x is equal minus 1. So our conclusion says that the series is converges absolutely for minus 3 less than x less than minus 1, and the conditionally convergence for only x is equal minus 1. But our interval of the convergence will be minus 3 to minus 1, where x is equal minus 1 is there. Because x is equal minus 1, then the series is nothing but alternating series, and this is the convergent, and the close is there. So in this video we have covered radius of convergence, interval of convergence, also it is known as the range of convergence, and based on the example. Thank you.